Hello everyone, welcome to my video. This is Grandpa Hickory. I hope you got your coffee. I got my tea. I just about drank it all though. I'm fixing to go to lunch now. I'm gonna have me a bowl of mush. I was gonna go to Wendy's, get me a Dave burger. You can buy one and then you get another one for $1. And I was gonna give one to my neighbor, but he's gone. He's having to mow his brother's yard, so he won't be home till later, and I told him to call me when he gets here, but I may just not do it. I'm really disappointed with Wendy's. I really am. I got some videos up about all these coupons they sent me. That's the Baconator. And you see how beautiful that is? Well, when you go and buy it, it's not that big. Little bitty, tiny, looks like it's a small biscuit. And they got about 1.5 pieces of bacon on it. And that's all it was on my Baconator. So, you know, I don't know, people. I'm going to try their Dave burger. I got their coupons. I'm going to go up there and get that. Look how big that is. Boy, don't that look good? That's a double meat hamburger. Look how big that thing is, would you? Look how loaded it is. Well, when you go and get it, it's not that big. And I'm going to point that out to them today. Look at here. Look at that, boy, don't that look good? Medium fries. But when you get it, it's just a little bitty tiny package, about that long, about that wide, and it's just got a few fries, and they spread them out, make it look like it's a lot sticking out, when there's only about 4 or 5, maybe 6 little bitty tiny French fries. So I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to point it out to them, too. But I tell you, people, that's false advertisement. But listen, I want to talk to you. I went walking this morning, and I saw Miss Jimmy. She had her lung biopsy yesterday. YouTube will not allow me to say things that I would love to tell you. But anyway, I did talk to her and told her everything, and that I'm not allowed to talk about on YouTube. But she's going to do what the good doctor says to do. What the good doctors say to do, that's what she's going to do. Just like so many people do. You know, all I can say is people, the same old, same old. You know, that's the definition of insanity. Expecting something different results, but yet doing the same thing over and over again. I saw a thing, they had a big, well, it was on the radio, they were talking about it, just the morning team and everything, and they were discussing medical AI technology and how that it's totally rejected. The AMA, American Medical Association, does not want that. They don't want that. They're blocking it. All across the United States, they're blocking it. And you know, did you ever watch Star Trek? That doctor on there, he used AI medicine technology. And this is the technology medically of the future. And AI is really our future anyway. And it's for the good of mankind. A lot of people are scared to death of it. And they're going to take over the world. Oh, run, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. Anyways, but it's all stopped. And meanwhile, everybody's doing the same thing all the time. Go for this test. Go for that test. And they do this over and over again. Now, Miss Jimmy, they went into her lungs here and through here. And now, she sounded like she had pneumonia this morning. My wife had to do it 3 times. So YouTube, I'm allowed to talk about what my wife went through and what I experienced. But she had the same symptoms, like she had pneumonia. And, oh, it's horrible. Miss Jimmy can't bend down, and she can't pick anything up. She walks around like this. And she'll move her left arm, but not her right arm. So, you know, people, I just, you know, I was sent for medical tests by my doctor for 3 years in a row. It cost me $8,500 because Medicare, they don't pay. They don't pay. And I had to pay for all my CAT scans. They were $275 a piece. And I had to pay them when I went. And they kept sending me for them over and over again. I'd take like 3 or 4 or 5 of them. And I had to pay for it myself, $275 at a time. And then they sent me for all kinds of tests. And then at the end of the year, in December, my doctor would send me a letter and say, hey, everything, all your tests look good for this year. But don't worry, we're going to start the tests over again towards the end of January. Well, I was foolish enough to do that for 3 years until I had financed up $8,500 a year for 3 years in a row. And I'm on Social Security. And here I am having to pay what Medicare does not pay for. And there I am, stuck like Chuck with a bill. Oh, well, that's your problem. But people, I was amazed. I mean, I will say this, when my wife died, her oncologist hollered up at the desk and said, next. So the girl at the desk sent her a patient back there, and I saw her and her husband coming in like this with that same scared look on their faces that me and my wife had when we was looking for help too. But they do the same old technology over and over again. So, you know, all I can say is all we can do is all we can do. But I'm very concerned for Miss Jimmy. She is going to do everything that the doctor tells her to do. And what they do is after they do these tests, and they say, from my experience with my wife and with my dad and with my sister, that are all three dead. Every one of them are dead. They're deceased. Was then they come back and they say, well, we got to run more tests. And well, we're going to have to do chemo, and we're going to have to do radiation as a precaution, and we're going to have to do surgery and remove that mass from the lung. Now, this is what they said on my dad, on my sister, and on my wife. So YouTube, I'm allowed to talk about that. All I'm doing is saying what I've been through personally. And I know what's fixing to happen now, and I'm just very concerned for Miss Jimmy. And she does not believe in alternative medicine. Most people don't. They want to do what the good doctor says to do. And hey, you know, to each their own. It's the United States of America. Everybody has their right to do what they want to do. So, but just please pray for Miss Jimmy. Mr. James needs her. Mr. James is in real bad shape. I'm really hoping that he makes it through August, but I don't know. I just don't know. Mr. James is really in bad medical condition, and I pray for him a lot. But prayers for Miss Jimmy, because she had her lung biopsy, and now she's got to do everything else that the doctor's going to go tell her to do. And I've been down that road, but, you know, I'm not going to discuss everything because YouTube has asked me not to talk about anything so that's alternative medicine. They don't want to hear it. So anyway, hey, hit the like button, subscribe. Grandpa Hickory, please pray for Miss Jimmy. Because, listen, she's scared and she don't look right. She was just as pale as she could be. And I remember them going through the front with that big old long needle in my wife's lung, but I don't remember them going through the side and up into the lung. Of course, Miss Jimmy's tumors, it's a big, large mass, is on the right side of her right lung. So maybe that's why they had to go in from the front and in from the side. I don't know. I don't know. But please keep her in your prayers. All of you take care. Y'all be safe. See you on the next video.